JR the Bossman Show. We're joined by the Northern Kentucky North's head coach, Coach John Brennan. Coach Brennan, I know you're happy, man. You're going to the big dance one more time, man.
Well, we are, JR. I appreciate you having me, man. It's a surreal feeling. It never gets old winning a championship, and certainly very honored and humbled to get a chance to take the Norse back to the big dance. And exciting last few days.
Now, Coach, could you ever imagine when you first talked to you, back when you first got the job in North Kentucky, could you ever think that what you've built there the past 4 years, 3 years, 20-win seasons, two chances going to the big dance twice? I mean, you're putting North Kentucky on the map, Coach. You're doing a great job up there, man.
Well, I really appreciate it. I felt like, JR, that we had the potential to do it. I didn't know we'd do it this quickly. We've been honored to win. We won now 2 regular season titles and 2 tournament titles, and it's been great. And large part to do. We got some really good players. Our administration's been extremely supportive, in our fan base. I mean, we're getting about 6,000 fans a game now, so it's really grown a lot. And we took the next step last night.
And I remember, Coach, when we first talked to you the first time, you told us back then that this was a great job, it's a great spot to recruit, bring in great talent. A lot of people won't know about it, but you said that you would build this thing out. And, Coach, you did what you told us when we first talked to you. You're doing it. Like, you lay that foundation, and it's coming to fruition. What you told us back when we first got to the job up there.
Well, you guys have been great. I've been on the show every year, and it goes back to players. Can you get the players you need to be successful? And we've got tough kids that really bought in, that love Northern Kentucky, and really enjoy playing with each other. And you got to have that if you're going to sustain any success at any level, particularly the mid-major level, which is so hard to really sustain it based on transfers and all those things. And, we even had a few transfers this past year, but we were able to continue to build on what we've already started. And it helps when you got Drew McDonald and some of the stud players that we have here, some of the veteran guys.
Now, Coach, I want you to break this down for us, because you got 4 studs, in my opinion, like Drew McDonald, Jalen Tate, Tyler Sharp, Dantez Walton. Coach, if you could share with our listeners about these guys. I told my listeners before you came on, Coach Brennan has a great roster that can scare people. He has 4 studs he can go to on a given night and get the job done.
Yeah, Jalen Tate's a guy. We moved him to the point guard spot, 6'6", and he's dynamic. He's long. He's got a basketball background. His dad was a great player at Cincinnati for Coach Huggins. His brother was at Ohio State last year. And then, Dantez Walton has had a double-double in the championship game last night. All he's done is win his entire career, including his high school, 2-3 state titles in high school. And Tyler Sharp was a walk-on at Louisville and came here and earned a scholarship and really has become a dynamic, tough scoring guard for us. And those guys all have the ability to take over games on a given night. Last night, we played really well against Wright State, but those guys have done that pretty consistently all season. At least 1 or 2 guys have stepped up each night we needed them to.
And now, Coach, speaking of that, I think you bring a great point. A guy comes to you from a walk-on in Louisville, comes to your program, earns a scholarship. And I feel like at your level, Coach, like I try to tell people all the time, player development on and off the court, getting their mindset right, getting them to accept their roles, and also becoming great students is something so key at your level, because about time they're junior, senior players, they're like at a high major level for us, being maxed out, growing their games physically, mentally, emotionally, and that helps you this time of year when it gets really key and it gets tight in tight games here.
No question. And we've done it through mostly high school players, so the development piece has to take place. You have to look at a guy coming in as a freshman, next thing 2 years later, you're like, wow, where did he come from? And you have to do that year in and year out. And you said it all. With those guys become juniors and seniors, they're a little bit more emotionally gone through some wars. They're a little bit more mentally focused at the end of the season when they need to be. They understand the importance of every possession. They understand the importance of playing with teammates and not making it about, just what they do personally. And if you have that, then you got a chance to be successful. And if you got a really young group that hasn't gone through those, then every loss, every bad possession, every time they get put on the bench, it becomes about them. And when it becomes about them, you don't have a chance. You got guys that are off the page. And, I think our guys have gone through that kind of growth process during the course of the last several years, and it's paying off for us now.
Now, Coach, you all were down against down there in some final game there, Coach, and You pulled it off, man. I know, and I was like, hey, I was like, good deal. Don't keep on with it. I was cheering for you guys. I don't have no problem saying I was cheering. I don't care, but I'll do what I want to. But I was like, hey, yeah, I was cheering for Northern Kentucky to win. Though you come on the show after you got the job done, but having your guys, man, pull it off for you, man. I'll tell you what, it had to be very feeling good, but you have to always get focused again back for that final, because if you don't, it can still all be over for you if you don't get ready for that next game. Off that high of the other game there, Coach.
Yeah, we had an 11-point lead against Oakland late, and they went on a 13-0 run in a matter of 4 minutes. And we had about 9 seconds to go, and Drew McDonald hit a Sports Center top 5 shot. He had a game winner, and we kind of rode that momentum into last night, and they stayed locked in. We had the lead from the beginning to end. So, you know how it is, man. You're living it. You're March Madness, right? Those things happen, and you're on both ends of them during the course of your career. We happen to have a good end of it this past weekend, and hopefully we can belly that into some success in the NCAA tournament.
Also getting those shots up before practice, after practice, pays off for you, Coach. Getting them shots up always pays off when you least expect it, man.
That's right. That's right. Ain't no doubt about it.
You got that right, Coach. Now, also, Coach, what I want to talk to you about is how the Horizon League this year was a dog fight, from top to bottom. No easy nights in the Horizon League. I mean, Coach Nagy has a tough team always. You got Mike Davis. Oakland's always tough. So talk about your league, man. Since you've been in this league, this has gotten tougher and tougher. I look at the scores, and I'm like, man, these games are close and dog fights in the Horizon League. So talk about your league, man. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand how really hard it is to win in your league each year.
Well, I think what stands out to our league is two things, JR. One is the coaching. I mean, it just night in and night out, you have to really bring in. Some of the names you just mentioned are elite coaches who've had tremendous success in their careers. And Steve McLean's of the world as well, and Greg Campions and guys like that. And this, that's first. And the second piece is a lot of high school kids that have developed over time. So what you do is you get a lot of continuity within rosters, and it makes it difficult each night. We won the league the year before last at 15-3. This year we were 13-5. We shared the conference title with Wright State. And it came down to the last game of the last weekend. So it's competitive all throughout, and it prepares you for the tournament. And I enjoy coaching this league. It's a fun league to coach in. It challenges you personally and professionally each night.
And Coach, a 5-game winning streak, and I know you're happy you win at the right time, because it's always key to win at the right time. Your guys on a high, and so as you prepare for the tournament, Coach, are you going to be trying to do some self-scouting for your guys, kind of clean up some areas to where you can get better, depending on who you play, maybe a 14 seed or 15 seed, depending on how they put you in? There's going to be a team that's going to be very talented and a lot of talent on the court and a lot of good coaching as well. So what are you going to be doing for us to prep your team whilst getting your guys at self-evaluation and self-scouting to get them ready for whoever you guys play come Sunday?
That's a great question. And it's what happens in the mid-major leagues, because we don't have our opponent till Sunday. So, we do got to self-scout. We got to look at our last 2 games and try to figure out where we need to be. The biggest thing is we got to get rested, and we got to be emotionally and mentally in the right spot, probably more so than the basketball piece. A few years ago, I thought it needed to be, a basketball thing. I think right now it's more emotional and mental where we need to be, because we don't know who we're playing. So we'll clean up some things that we saw on the court the last several games, but the main focus will be going forward, making sure we're emotionally and mentally ready.
You got that right, Coach. I feel like that's the big piece of the puzzle, too. And you got some guys who's there with you when you win 17 as well. So I feel like the experience will help you guys the second time around, because you kind of know how it is, what you're going to go through. I feel like having those guys that you have, man, they'll be ready to go. I watch you guys on ESPN Plus, man. You all play with class, man. You all play hard every night. You break it. And I think you guys are going to be a tough out no matter who you get.
I hope so. And like you said, if we're 13, 14 seed, whatever that may be, you're playing a high-level basketball team at the 3-4 seed. So we better bring it, and certainly hope we do, and hopefully we'll be in a situation where we can we can make it a competitive game and see where those chips fall.
And, Coach, look at your roster again, Coach. You got that balanced roster, like you said. You have you're set up for great stability going forward. Now, I feel like I think you're a good example for other coaches at this level, because if you're ADs too, if you're allowed to build your program out the right way, it'll flourish for you year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6. If you allow it to get there point, I feel like you're a great case study for letting the guy work his system, work his plan. It's gonna go good for you if you let him do it the right way with the resources and the recruiting to get the job done.
Yeah, you got to have everybody on the same page between your administration, your president, your coaching staff, and we all do it differently. And I've been fortunate enough and blessed enough to be around Anthony Grant and Billy Donovan and guys that I really learned the profession from, and really kind of provide the blueprint for success in terms of the recruiting piece and the continuity piece, and then things got to fall in place. You hope to have your staff in place for longer periods of time, and we've been beneficial and been lucky enough to do that. So things got to fall in place as well. But I do believe that that continuity piece of a roster continuity and staff continuity just gives you a little bit more of an advantage.
Now, Coach, are there any big plans for Sunday for us a watch party for you and the guys, or maybe at your house with the school to see where you guys go while I'm driving back from Nashville back to Atlanta from the SEC tournament? I'm in the car whenever they break it down. I'm in the car. So, what you guys got planned so I can see where you all gonna go?
I think we're going to announce it tomorrow. Tonight we're going to do a watch party for our community at our rec center, or at our student union, and I think we had about 600-700 people there last 2 years ago, and we're going to get everybody in, let them enjoy it, and it's Selection Sunday for those that are going to get announced is like Christmas morning in college basketball. So that's what I always tell our guys. So we're going to enjoy that day, and then we'll be prepping all night to try to get ready for wherever they decide to send us.
Well, Coach, I'll never put you in my bracket. I'm going to have you busting somebody's bracket, Coach. Just believe that. The Norsemen always going to get a check mark from me, man, always.
Well, I appreciate it, JR. Thank you. And I always enjoy being on the show, man.
Hey, Coach, anytime. Best of luck to you, buddy. I'll talk to you real soon, man.
Okay, take care.
All right, folks, it's John Brennan on the Bossman Show, people.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com, or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24, or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
All right, folks, back here at JR the Bossman Show with Coach Bill Cohen. The Northeastern Huskies are back in the big dance again. Coach, how's it feel to be back in the big dance, Coach? I know you're feeling good up there, man.
Yeah, it's just a very exciting time of the year, and just couldn't be happier for this group of young men. They've worked really, really hard, and they've earned this opportunity.
Yes, indeed, and especially for the young men, your seniors, the guys who've been in the program for many years. How does it feel for you and them and the community that you guys are going back since the first time of 2015? You had a great year, and you just top it off by making to that big dance where everybody wants to get to in college basketball.
No doubt, it's for everybody that is involved in college basketball. Everybody sets the goal at the beginning of the year to make the NCAA tournament, and very difficult to do, and you have to appreciate and be grateful for the opportunities when you do get to go. But like you mentioned, for the seniors in particular, it's a kind of a capstone end to a career, and to be able to go out in your last year, to the last game you play is going to be in the NCAA tournament game. It's just a storybook ending.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, this year for you, back-to-back 23-win season so far as you go for number 24. I know they make sure your staff, university feel just with ooze with joy the fact that how successful this team has been under your tutelage the last few years, and you have great guys in your program, guys who really represent what you want to do as a program and as a coach and as a man. How do you feel about that, man? So, these guys that great send off, as you said, that one more time after all their hard work from once you recruited them to now is all paying off now.
Yeah, I mean it's great to deliver on those expectations. We had a really good team coming back from last year. Obviously, as you mentioned, we had 23 wins, and we became painfully close to going to the tournament last year and lost in overtime in a championship game. And but to be able to come back with many of the same players and have another opportunity this year to have a good season and get to the championship game, and then finally, punch the ticket. It's just really, really gratifying. And like I said, I think everybody associated with the program and, our fans, our alums, our student body, just got a lot of pride and a lot of gratitude for the opportunity.
And you got two studs in Vasa and Jordan. Talk about what those guys have been to the roster this year, and some of the guys outside of those two guys who really played well for you and really has helped you guys get to the point now that you are in the NCAA tournament now.
Well, I think we got a really balanced lineup. We have 7 guys that average, I think over 8 points or more. We've had a number of different guys score 20 points for us in a game, but certainly our two primary scorers are Vasa Pusica and Jordan Rowland. Both those guys have the ability to score efficiently and shoot the ball from long range, they're experienced. Vasa's a redshirt senior, and Jordan's a redshirt junior. So they've been around college basketball. They understand what it takes in order to compete at a high level, and they'll be ready to go once we find out who we're playing and where we're playing on Sunday.
And Coach, this is something that I was spoken about with previous coaches as well. Having experience during this time of year is so valuable because they're not going to tense up if it gets pressurized or a bad play happens or a foul call happens. They're not going to get flustered by that. They can weather that storm and still look at the bigger picture here and see the bigger picture, not just the small picture in the moment. So having that experience this time of year is very valuable. And how much do you try to keep you guys to follow Vasa and Jordan's example so they don't tense up in those tight moments and play the right way, even when it might not be what you want at the current time?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's that exact sentiment showed itself in the CAA tournament. Hofstra made a really good run at us, and we weathered it, and Charleston made a good run at us, and we weathered it. And that's college basketball. It's a game of runs, and you got to emotionally be able to handle that. And we have a veteran group, and we have a senior big man who's physically mature, and they'll help us handle whoever we might play. And we got a really good point guard play, and we got a ton of versatility and some shooting. So we're hoping that is a formula that'll be a successful one when it gets down to competing.
And Coach, speak to this point as well. Like, it's the mid-major level, you have to have great player development programs. You have to get guys that are late bloomers to bloom in their junior and senior years for you to compete and be scary in the tournament, because a lot of these teams on those 1, 2, and 3 lines and 4 lines are young teams. A lot of those guys are 19, 20. You got guys 21, 22, 23 years old who are men going against kids, and I feel like in that one and done situation, as we playing this one game, this 140-minute game, that experience and just having guile and having the mindset and the temperament to deal with it over so a lot of times overcomes all that talent. Sometimes when those talent gets flustered, they kind of play bad, make turnovers. And I feel like with your team having the veterans that you do, you pose a big threat to a 3 or 11 seed. You pose a threat to anyone that you play, whether it be a 13 seed or 14 seed.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's I think when you look at it, and when you look at the highly successful mid-major programs, when they go into the tournament, chances are they're winning with upperclassmen. Like in our league, I think Hofstra was the 1 seed going in. We were the 2 seed, and Charleston was the 3 seed. And I think there was only 1 freshman in all the programs that were playing. So, in order to win on our league, you got to be a little bit older. And then when you get to the NCAA tournament, you're exactly right. Some teams may have some really good teams and high-level, high-ceiling players. But we have an experienced group and a team that's kind of been together for a while, so they figured it out, and they figured how to operate with elite teamwork. And sometimes, like you said, in a 40-minute scenario, that can serve you very, very well.
And Coach, the Colonial this year was a dogfight. I know Hofstra had it for a while. You got all you all. So I watched it. I look at your stats and look at the games on ESPN, and I kind of see the scores. I'm like, even the teams that lower the league, it's a dogfight every night in the CAA, and I feel like that's good for the league. Is quality in the Ken Palms. I feel like that your league is a tough league to play. A lot of people don't realize how tough it is to play in your league. With you, Charleston, Hofstra being good every year, I'll tell you what, man, the basketball in your league is just top notch. People just don't realize it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's so much good basketball being played, and like you said, when you get into these a league like the Colonial, every team in our league can shoot the ball. There's size, there's athleticism, there's size on the perimeter. There's really good defenders, really good athletes, and the top portion of our league can go out and play with many of the big boys. And we've been fortunate throughout the years. We've had some success against some high major teams, and as a couple other programs in our league. And I think we're not a high major league, but when we're a veteran, any club in the Colonial, when they have veteran leadership and a mature team, they can pose a problem for some high major teams.
And Coach, I can only imagine how much you're gonna have a hard time getting guys to play you next year, because there's a gift and a curse to going to the tournament. They don't want to play you next year. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, scheduling's, and we're not alone. A lot of teams that, have had success or whatever, it's a challenge to complete your schedule. But we've always been one. I think our non-conference schedule is, top 10 in the country this year. We don't duck and dodge people. Like we played Alabama, we played Virginia Tech, we played Syracuse, and then some really, really good majors, teams that went to the tournament. I think Florida and Northeastern were the only team in the country to schedule teams that went to the NCAA, 7 teams that went to the NCAA tournament the previous year. So, but we feel like when we play that type of non-conference schedule, we can prepare ourselves for the Colonial and for the CAA tournament, and hopefully eventually for the NCAA tournament. Because if you do, end up on a 13 or a 14 line and have to go play Kansas or somebody of that pedigree, it won't be the first time you've squared off against a quality program like that, and you'll hopefully that breeds some confidence.
Yes, indeed. And Coach, I only imagine getting to the tournament helps you in recruiting. I guess close those guys who may be on the fence. Well, if I go to play in the Northeast, I get in the tournament. So I feel that can only help you when trying to close a deal with players who you got your eye on.
Yeah, I mean, winning certainly helps, and I think all kids are looking at style of play, style of coaching, and everything else. But I think one common desire for all recruits, you want to go someplace and win, and have a chance. And we feel like our success in the CAA, we've been a part of numerous regular season championships and gone to this is our second time going to the NCAAs in the last 5 years. And I think when young men coming out and they're looking for a place to play, not only can you get a great national caliber education here at Northeastern, but you can also combine that with a really positive basketball experience and a chance to go where everybody has a dream to go, and that's the NCAA tournament.
Now, Coach, last one I got for you is how do you kind of balance rest versus staying sharp? Will the next phase be more of a self scout, working on your fundamentals, kind of watching tape of the CAA tournament, see where you guys can improve at before you get your opponent on Sunday, and when you all have a watch party on Sunday to kind of see where they end up sending you guys to in the tournament here?
Yeah, we'll dig into it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the court and in the film room and in the weight room. And then we'll have a watch party on campus where our student body will be there and our team will be there and friends and families, and just enjoy the moment and kind of because I think that's really special. I think the emotion of that the kids have earned it, and be a special day for them, and that'll be great. And then we'll find out where we're going, who we're playing, and we'll dig into the preparation. But that's pretty much the game plan over the next couple of days.
Well, Coach, I'll definitely be looking for you guys when I get my bracket. I'll be in the car driving back to Atlanta from Nashville. I'm up in Nashville for the SEC tournament this week. So when I get back in the car, I'll see where you guys land. Hopefully, I'll make sure you guys are advancing that bracket for me. I know your team is tough out no matter what's going to be a tough out. Whoever you guys get, they're going to have a battle on their hands for sure, Coach.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, and thanks, and good luck to everybody out there, and enjoy the March Madness. It's in my opinion, the best sporting event in the country. So it's an exciting time to be involved in it.
Yes, indeed, Coach. Best luck to you, Coach. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a great week, man.
Thanks, appreciate it.
No problem.
Bye.
It's Bill Cohen here on the Bossman Show, people. Northeastern Huskies.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
All right, folks, here on Jared the Boss Man Show, and we're here with the Colgate Raiders head coach, Matt Langle. Coach Langle come off a Patriot League win with his team over Bucknell. Coach, how you doing, man?
We're doing great.
Coach, it's the first time that Colgate's in the tournament since 1996 when I was 9 years old, man. How does that make you feel to get you guys back in that big days after all those years, man?
Yeah, I was a senior in high school, actually, so it's been a long journey for us. We're in our 8th season here in Central New York, but I couldn't be more excited for this group and the guys who have come before them, who have helped build this program into what it was able to accomplish this year.
Yes, indeed. And Coach, did you have a feeling all year long that this team could make this run the way you made this year to get into the big dance, whether it be in spring workout, summertime, fall camp? Did you feel like this team could be special?
To be honest with you, I'd like to say you got a crystal ball and you could say, hey, yeah, we're going to be there dancing in March. But the reality of the situation is we did lose last year in the championship game at Bucknell. And I was very impressed. Our guys were hurt big time, and it wasn't that close to the game. They were fantastic. They had 3 senior guys graduate and returning a really good roster. And then when we started spring workouts and summer workouts, and we don't have summer school here, so it's interesting that the guys are kind of scattered across the country in their hometowns, and Texas and California and Portugal and New York City and everywhere that the guys were working out. They constantly reflected back to that game and wanting to get back to that moment and wanted to not be away and be home. And so I think that was a big part of their motivation. They obviously accepted coaching. We had a couple new pieces that, end up, one guy was player of the year in the league, Raplis Ivanauskas, and the other guy was rookie of the year, Tucker Richardson. And so I did have a feeling that we had the talent and we had the makeup of a group that could make that run, but it's so fragile, college basketball, and, being able to position yourself. So, I really credit the leadership within the team and the group's determination to kind of make that happen. And we won 8 straight to get ourselves an opportunity to host the tournament throughout. And then we're able to win 3 hard-fought games over the course of 8 or 9 days to secure this bid.
Yeah, like you said, Coach, you had 19 wins last year, CBI first round exit there. But I feel like you said, Coach, it gave you all something to shoot for. 24 wins this year, 8 straight to get them at home. And this time of year, Coach, having experience and who are not scared of the moment, guys who know your system, know how it felt last year, know they want to have that same feeling again. With that mindset and that goal, that carry out within the tunnel to get to this big dance. I mean, I think that they help your guys pull through. Because Bucknell's been good for years since Coach came back there.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, and I think it was really evident over the course of the tournament. We had different guys step up in each game. Ivan Auskis had a huge game. We had Jack Ferguson in the semifinal game against the Naval Academy, came off the bench. He's high school, Indiana schoolboy, just like you would think. Looks like he's 15 years old, but has ice water in his veins. A great 3-point shooter. And then in the championship game, Jordan Burns from San Antonio, Texas, he had a career high, 35 points, and just was on fire. I've scored, made threes, mid-range, got to the rim. The guys were, sometimes in the moment, the moment wins, and guys aren't able to manage their emotions and rise to the occasion. But every one of the tournament games for us, guys stepped up at key moments and made huge defensive plays and got rebounds. And, I think some of that experience of the past and, definitely playing in the postseason last year, albeit the CBI, certainly helps prepare you for those big moments.
And Coach, the exposure you're getting for Colgate with this tournament win, you guys get going in there and being one-on-one on Selection Sunday coming up here, it has to help you in recruiting. So guys you maybe have been talking to for months here who may be kind of on the fence now may say, hey, they're going to the tournament, 24 wins. I might want to join that squad now and say yes to Colgate now.
I'm going to have to get some of our recruits to call you so you can, that sounded pretty good to me. I'm going to need you to give them that recruiting pitch. No, certainly as a coach, you're always looking forward to try and continue to build your program. And, recruiting is the lifeblood of any program. Obviously, we return, a huge part of our roster this next coming season and have a couple guys sitting out, transfer and due to injury who we really think are going to help us. But certainly, what this group has been able to do and all the records that we've broken, the individual honors that they've earned, certainly hope that helps resonate with young people and prospects to go along with the great education that you get at a prestigious institution like Colgate University.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, for my listeners out here who may not know about Colgate and your coaching style, and so tell the listeners here about how your team plays when they watch you. What could they all expect to see from your team?
Yeah, I think for me, one of the things that I believe in is we're not a system-based team. Like I don't think that I have all the answers, and then I'm going to plug our players into the system. I believe that it is a player's game, the beautiful game of basketball, and our job as coaches is to take the guys that we have and try and formulate a strategy that's going to help them shine. And so that's how we start, and then from there I think the game is most enjoyable, and the guys that we've recruited agree with me that it's most enjoyable when everybody's involved. So we really like to share the basketball. We have a lot of assists in a game. We assist on over 50% of our field goals, and we like to spread it around, and that means the ball is moving and bodies are moving, and we do shoot a lot of 3-point shots, not just because we run and gun, but we try and take what the defense gives us. So sometimes that's playing inside-out basketball. We've got some pretty good front court guys that we'll throw it into. But we also play a lot of pick and roll and have a spread offense. So I think it's a fun brand of basketball to watch. On the defensive end, we're mostly a man-to-man team. But, I think in the NCAA tournament, when you're playing top 25 team like we probably will be, you got to mix it up a little bit and try and keep them on their heels by changing defense. So I think that in the snapshot is what teams will see when they take a look at Colgate.
And Coach, at your level, Coach, it's very good. It's very good for guys who want to develop as players. You got to take probably a late bloomer that may be when he's a junior or senior will really be what he's going to be for us when his body, his mindset, his game, his weight as well in the weight room. So at your level, coach, can you kind of speak to how you guys have to kind of find a guy's going to bloom a little bit late? By the time they're a junior and senior, they'll be an all-world player that can carry you to a victory.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, truth be told, like I still haven't met a young person who it's been their dream since they were 5 years old to grow up and play Division I college basketball at Colgate University. Everybody grows up wanting to go to Duke and Kansas and Kentucky and UCLA. So, I only say that just to say that the guys who we've had, they've been very appreciative of the opportunity to come here and pursue the great degree that Colgate offers you. But they've also had a chip on their shoulder because they've wanted to be better players and they wanted to prove other people wrong. And so I've been really lucky to have a great coaching staff with me for these 8 years. And they work really hard with our players on development. And so they're really good at what they do, but they also, I got to give credit to the players because, you can be a greatest coach on individual improvement and development, but if the player isn't willing to put in the time and listen and do what the coach asks, then it doesn't work out. So, the players that we've been able to have, some of them, they're not afraid to say it. They didn't have any other Division I offers, and they've turned into all-league players, and everybody who's wanted to go on and be a professional player in our 8 years has been able to do that. So we're really proud of that and have been able to recruit those type of guys who are, workers more than anything else. And it's certainly been a huge recipe for part of our recipe to find success.
And now, Coach, how do you go for is balancing rest versus staying sharp? Is a lot of watching tape of the Patriot League games and kind of doing some self-scouting here, maybe some lifting here and there, getting some shots because you don't really know who you're going to play yet and when you're going to play. So how's that balance you've kind of been doing here the last few days?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So when I was an assistant coach at Temple University, I think, when we were in the Atlantic 10, the A-10 tournament ended on Saturday or Sunday, and then you're right into selection Sunday, and then you're right into your game prep for Thursday or Friday. So, here in the Patriot League, our championship is on Wednesday night, so it's a little bit different. It's also a little bit different in that it's not 3 games in 3 days or 4 games in 4 days, in that, you're basically in playoff mode for 10 days from the time the regular season ends. So while we only had to play 3 games, our guys were really using all of their energies to be locked in on the opponent and film study and game preparation and execution and all those things that it took to win the championship. So we would take a few days off for sure. And then we'll, like you said, just we've got a couple guys, nicked up a little bit. You got to get healthy. And then we'll get back to some of our skill stuff over the weekend before we find out who we're going to play. And then you've got, 3 or 4 days to get ready for a really good opponent as you strategize and stay sharp as far as how you're going to try and execute a game plan and win the game.
And last one I got for you, one more. Can you talk about the Patriot League? I know we've had it on the Bucknell's coach on our show before. We've also, our Hawks in Atlanta, Mike Muscala was a former Bucknell guy, but we never had him on another school on. So it was first time having another school from the Patriot League on our show here in Colgate. So tell us a little bit about the league and how tough it is to play that league during the conference season there.
Yeah, so we're a 10-team league, and obviously it's been a one big conference, but what I'll tell you about the Patriot League is, all of our institutions are academic driven, and the motto of the league is, that they're today's student athletes, but they're tomorrow's leaders, and I think that's true with the military academies, Army and Navy, and great academic institutions. You mentioned Bucknell; they've had a ton of success, and the likes of Colgate, but I think it's an extremely well-coached league, and again, with the academic rigors and restrictions on some of the recruiting that we're able to do, we get to coach really intelligent young men, but guys who have a lot of other passions too. They're really good students, and they're very well-rounded individuals. But that also means they're great learners, and so they're able to listen to really good coaching that exists in our league, and they're able to execute. So I think you get a really while there's some terrific athletes in our league, I don't want to undersell that. It's really a great execution-based league. There's a lot of intricate offenses and defenses because of the coaching and because of the student athletes.
Well, Coach Langle, I wish you the best of luck in the tournament. I hope to talk to you again after you made some upsets here next week, and we see where you go in that regional round, and we'll see where you go from there. Hopefully, Coach. So definitely best of luck to you, man. I'm glad to have you on the show, man. Love to have you on the show again down the road for sure, Coach.
All right, thanks so much. It's great to be on.
Yes, indeed, folks. That's Matt Langle of the Colgate Radio Show on the Bossman Show.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, Bluberry, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
All right, folks, we're back here on the Jared the Boss Man Show. Last interview of the week, we're going to be joined by a great guy. He's from Far Dickinson Knights, Hackensack, New Jersey. Coach Greg Corinda. Coach Corinda, you living the dream up there, man. How's it going?
I tell you, man, it is going, JR. I mean, it hasn't stopped. We beat St. Francis of Pennsylvania, which is in Loretto, PA. It's like 5 hours west of here. And we beat a really good team on their court for a conference championship. And then when the bus, JR, was coming back, the wheels did not hit the pavement. We were just flying. We were bouncing. And it was just surreal, man. I had my brother flew in from California, my neighborhood friends from back in the old neighborhood. We had alums. We had a fan bus. It was surreal. You know, we went in 2016, but now in 2019, you really can appreciate it because you just know the difference. And this year, you know, we were expecting to win a championship where in 2016 we were the third youngest team in America, and we just happened to win the tournament. But this year we've won 15 out of 17 basketball games. We got two great senior leaders. We have some really good young basketball players and a cohesive unit. So ask me how things are going, man. They couldn't be going any better. Very proud to be the head coach of Fairleigh Dickinson University here in New Jersey. For everybody down in Georgia or Tennessee, we're in the shadows of the Empire State Building. It's a happening place to be. And right now it's happening like no other place. It's really exciting.
Yeah, very Dickinson. Coach, I've been watching your conference all year. I had on Coach Tooley and Robert Morris a few weeks ago, and they was kind of ahead. I saw you guys are coming right up behind them. You got on that hot streak right there. I knew St. Francis of PA was hot, and I was worried about it because with your team being on the road again. I'm not a fan of those on-campus site tournaments per se. I feel like it gives your home team a big advantage to it, to a degree. But the fact that you are well on the road and did what you did, I was like, man, this team is really in it because like you have to go on the road and win a tournament like that. There's not one way we have the home site advantage. But you had to go on the road, so it means even more to you guys. And I know that bus was rocking, Coach. I wish I could be on the bus with you guys and rocking with you.
Just hearing your voice and talking to you for the last day trying to get this on, I know you would love it, man. And to be honest with you, JR, in 16, we won at Wagner. So we put on the board, we had a 5-4 record on the road in conference this past season. We're road warriors. That's what we talk about. And our game, it travels. We practice really hard every day so that no matter where we go, we're playing the same way. So we don't worry about the fans, the referees. It's just ball. And we guard. We're not a great rebounding team. That's probably our one weakness. But when we do get clean rebounds, we fly. We've got a great point guard, Jaleel Jenkins, kid from West Virginia, that flies. We got a two-guard that's fourth in the country in three-point field goal percentage. We have a backup three. How about this, JR? We played the entire tournament without our starting three-man. He got a concussion in the last regular season game. We moved to Elijah Williams. We bumped him up to the three spot. He's been incredibly good. We got a 6'8", step-out, athletic four-man, Caleb Bishop. He went to St. Anthony's High School in Jersey City and played for Hall of Fame coach Bob Hurley. And then we got a big man inside, Mike Holloway from South Jersey, just a monster. So you'd love our team. And you know what, JR? They're great kids. They love each other. I think they respect me. I am a very accountable coach. So if they're not where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be, it's not taken lightly. So we have a cohesive unit that plays hard, respects the game, and good things happen to those kind of teams.
And Coach, you remind me of my coach at Tennessee State University, Cy Alexander. He's the same exact way, man. Like, just bring it, man. Like, he just tell me, JR, you are 3-and-D. You shoot them threes and defend like hell for me on defense. Just try, give me effort. You do what you gotta do. Know your role, like. And I bought into that because Coach knew, hey, JR is a gunner, but he'll also give me effort on the defensive end too. Coach, look here.
There you go.
Pick and pop, pick and roll, corner three, that was me. Now off the dribble, I might have to pump fake. No, okay, we got you.
I don't know how my assistants miss you, man. We got to go down there and get some more players from. Did you grow up in Georgia? Are you an Atlanta guy or where
I'm an Orlando, Florida guy.
Oh no, Edgewater, or what was your squad?
Edgewater, you got it.
I'm telling you, I know where the players are.
Edgewater, yes indeed.
I'm good friends with the head coach and assistant coach at Rollins. I was a Division II guy back in the day. Tom Klusman got his 700th win. Kyle Frakes was the golf coach and the basketball coach down there. So I love Winter Park. I love Orlando, man. That's my kind of place.
Yes, indeed. My dad had me in Winter Garden, but he sent me to school at Edgewater. And then my dad was like, JR, you cannot go to school in Florida. I want you to go to school in Tennessee with your mother. So my mother went to Lipscomb. They were still NAIA then. I was like, nah. I can play D1 ball. And thank God I went to Coach Size basketball camp my junior year up there in Nashville. Ended up getting off my senior year. That's why I went to TSU and got my undergrad degree and my master's and became a 3-and-D specialist. Then I transferred into being a radio guy after that, Coach. So I'm loving life.
Hey, Jay, it sounds like you're interviewing for a job, man. If I have an assistant job, I might have to call you, man. You know what you're doing.
Hey, Coach, look here. I'll help you on the board. I'll help you get clothes, guys, man. I love working out at the gym. I love getting up shots, Coach. You hear me? Hey,
I love it.
I'm a baller at heart still, Coach. No, I do radio. I'm still a baller at heart, man. I'm still a baller at heart.
Amen.
Now, Coach, you got some great guys, man. I feel like this just for you, coach, going to help your program so much, man, with recruiting, getting guys, getting out here in Atlanta and Tennessee. You know, we got stations in Texas as well, California. So for the guys who are listening to us talk today, that's just two guys who love ball talking, coach. Talk to the guys who will listen and say, hey, give them a pitch to come play for you, man. I'll play for you in a heartbeat, coach, right there. I'm 32 years old. I'll still go out there and play for you.
Number one, get good grades. You know what I mean? You got to go to class and excel in the classroom, because those guys, it carries over. So for all the boys and girls out there, do well academically. That is not just that's a necessity. And then play hard. You know, just play hard. When you play, you don't know who's going to watch you and when. Play hard. So when somebody asks me about a player, the first I ask them, they're going to say, well, he shoots. How hard does he play? And then if there's a hesitation, then I know there's a problem. But if he says, Coach, he plays so hard, then guess what? Good students that play hard, I'm going to come and watch you. And then you have to have a skill. You know, if you're a guard, you got to handle, don't turn it over, and make open shots. And if you're big, you better rebound. And then at the end of the day, you got to guard. So now those are just a few of the things that we're looking for. They're basic, but that's really the game is basic. You know, greatness is simple. You know what I mean? Like, that's it, man. You look at the NBA, and it's Steph Curry's jump shot is simple, but it's so effective. You know, and you just have to believe in it, love it, and no matter what anybody tells you, you got to do what you got to do and believe in yourself first and foremost. You got a chance to play for me and any coach that's worth his salt.
You got that right, Coach, and this is something I know personally, and I want you to talk about this as well with you, Coach. It's player development, Coach. I know for me, each end of the season, Coach Sal would give us a development plan. You know, for me, it would be working on jumpers off the dribble, or defending harder, or working on my rebounding, boxing out better, whatever it may be, being a zone buster, you know, coming off curl cuts, flex cuts, V cuts. So when you, at this time of year, Coach, after the season ends, man, I know you're starting that development phase. So how do you guys go about developing guys, whether it be mentally, emotionally, physically, and in the classroom, to be better men on and off the court for you and the program?
You know what? I just lost you my phone a little bit, but as far as programs and what have you, you know, you listen to your coach. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. What we do is break up our team into guards and forwards. If you have a guard coach, and some schools they have one coach. Just listen to him. So many kids just don't listen. And if you don't listen, cannot get better. And if you listen and it's on your handling, well, for us, as a team, preached. Man, because I preach it up here. Drive it, don't dribble it. So many kids just dribble the ball when they should be driving it.
Exactly.
If you can't drive it, then guess what? Pass it. You know? So dudes that catch it and dribble it, and then take a shot or make them, those are killers. They kill you. So drive it, don't dribble it. If you're open, shoot it. And ultimately, end of day, end of story, is you have to guard. Because if you can't guard, you can't play. And eventually, you know, you can get away with it in the 5th, 6th, 7th grades. But 8th grade, freshman year, now, you can't guard. It's it's really hard to get players on my floor that can't guard on the other end. And that's as simple as I can get. But hopefully I answered your question. But just listen to your coach. There's no magic. There's no magic pill. There's no magic machine. You know, everyone's on the, and that's great. If it's never done, make it swap. Get you a little. If not, go get your own rebound and flip it out. Pivot. It's you made. And my players right now really want it, and that's why we're going to the NCAA tournament.
You got that right, Coach. And what I like about while watching you guys on film, how you operate, y'all work in cohesion. I mean, I feel like you guys are symbiotic in what you're doing. You all move with a purpose. Everything is purposeful in what you all do. You have an inner game and inner result in whatever you guys do. That's why I'm watching you on film. I'm like, yes, this team can cause trouble because they're all on one accord. They're sitting behind and they listen to their coach and do, and then they're accepting coaching of what you're telling them, even in timeouts. I watched them timeouts, how they was engaged with you in timeouts. So your guys are really into it. So I feel good about saying you all can make some noise if the draw was just right for you guys.
Well, I appreciate that, man. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of good kids. We have really, really good students that are good kids that, you know what, try your hardest and do your best, and everything will work out. And if you don't try your hardest and you don't do your best, then you got no chance. And it's a simple way we look at things, and simple ways work, and it's working so far, man.
Last one I got for you, Coach. Where's the plan on Sunday for the university? You guys doing a watch party? Are y'all going to have a big thing at school? What you guys going to do for that?
This is cool. We're having an open practice at 4 o'clock. So if anybody's listening, they're traveling up to New York for the weekend on Sunday. Open practice so people can come, take photographs with our players, pictures with the trophy, autographs, the whole 9 yards. And then it's right before 6 o'clock, we're going to march to Manus. We're going to march over to him and fill it up and watch the selection show and have a selection party over there. It's really a cool day in Fairleigh Dickinson University, man, and we're looking forward to it. And wherever we go, we're going to go and try our hardest and do our best.
Yes, and Coach Aranda, it's been great to have you on the show, man. I wish you the best of luck. Top 4, talk to you again real soon, Coach. You're coming into town to recruit. Please, I'd love to have you stop by our studio here in Atlanta and stop by and see us, Coach.
You got it. JR, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for your time.
You're very welcome, folks. That's Greg Aranda on the Bossman Show, people. Check those guys out on Sunday. Look for them in your brackets. Make sure they put them through that victory, people. Do it for us. Thank y'all.
Hi, Jay. I got to fly. Good talking to you. I'll be in touch.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay.
Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.